What's poppin', ladies and gentlemen, Darhkseid here, and I'm back with another video. And today we're going to be going over my main picks, who I will be using day one of Undisputed, who I'll be using the first couple of days, who I'm going to be trying out, and who I'm going to be trying the main. As always, I love hearing input from you guys as well, so go ahead and leave your picks down below in the comment section. Who will you guys be using day one of Undisputed Early Access?
You tell me. You tell me.
Forgot to mention this in my last video, but pick up some Coach's Corner merch, man. Shout out to the guy, Coach's Corner. One of the best guys in the community. Awesome teacher of the game. And I'm not talking about like Undisputed the game. I'm talking about the boxing game overall. Love Coach's breakdowns and things of that nature, man. So definitely check out Coach if you guys haven't already, which I'm sure most of you have. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into the video. All right, man. So before I go and drag this over, I just had to showcase this nice, clean Goku Ultra Instinct background. I mean, come on now. It was just too clean. I can't just have the web page up over this. It was just too clean not to showcase, but I digress. Also, if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button. Also, subscribe if you guys are new for more Undisputed videos, more UFC videos, more Fight Night videos. Yikes.
Stay off the weed.
But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into it. So here is the website. We're already on Muhammad Ali, so let's go back. This is the website. I'm gonna be just going by division, just giving my picks, basically who I'll be using that way. So let's go ahead and start right off in the heavyweight division. I'll go through men's first, and then I'll go back through women's. All right, so in the heavyweight division, we have a lot of heavy hitters. This might be the most deep division in early access. Actually, just off the top of my head, it probably is the most deep division. There's a lot of bangers in this division, I can't lie to you. You got Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King, Muhammad Ali, the Brown Bomber, Joe Louis, the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder, Rocky Marciano. Lots of good picks. We got Roy Jones Jr. in heavyweight. Joe Joyce is in here. Eddie Hall's just going to be food. Ain't nothing really to worry about. We got Usyk in here. We got Joe Frazier. Like, lots of good picks. Lots of good picks. I can't lie to you. But me personally, I will be going with Joe Frazier as one person I really want to try to get good with in the heavyweight division, because I think a lot of people are going to underestimate him and not a lot of people are going to use him, because most people will be using this guy right here, Tyson Fury. But I'm going to say that's for another video where I'll go over who I think is going to be like the meta picks, quote unquote, for Undisputed. But I'm going to be going with Joe Frazier. I think it's always good to have at least two people. Even if you like to main a fighter per se, I think it's always good to have two people at least. That way you can bounce off in case somebody wants to like mirror you. You can switch off to somebody else. So for me, most likely it's going to be Joe Frazier, and probably, ooh, that's tough. Probably Joe Louis. Okay, I've always been a fan of the Brown Bomber. I've watched lots of film on him. I've played him in multiple games now. I've always been a big component of his style. I think he's going to be very clean in the game. So those will probably be the two in the heavyweight division I go with. But let's go ahead and move on to the cruiserweights. All right, the cruiserweight division. Now here's something I really like that Undisputed is doing. They're putting the fighters in multiple divisions, which is so like refreshing. I love that, because a lot of the older heavyweights, like the past heavyweights in like the Rocky Marciano era, 60s, 70s, 80s heavyweights, a lot of them are much lighter, like Floyd Patterson, a lot like very light for like traditional heavyweights as we would see nowadays. So I'm glad that they're putting them in divisions like cruiserweight. I'm sure we might even get somebody in light heavyweight, but cruiserweight, WW idea, love that. Also, we got Rocky Marciano in cruiserweight. Of course, we got Usyk and a lot of other fighters in the cruiserweight division. Lyndon Arthur might actually have like a clean moveset as well. I'm curious to see how he plays. I'm very curious. And then of course we have Lawrence Okolie. Lawrence Okolie is actually, he might be, because of his length and like his awkward style, he might give people problems. I'm curious to see how he plays. He might give people problems. But for me in the cruiserweight division, Usyk is going to be my main. I love Alexander Usyk. I would use him in heavyweight a lot too, but I want to keep like, I don't want to use the same fighters in every division. I want to keep my like picks like fresh. So I'll probably use him mostly in cruiserweight, but occasionally I will use him in heavyweight as well, because he's just so clean, bro. How could you not like Usyk? Usyk is just clean to use. But like I said, I want to use at least two people in every division. So in this division, most likely it's going to be Usyk. And I'm kind of curious to like try to see if I can do some work with Lawrence Okolie. I'm real curious to see if I can work with Okolie. I know that's crazy to say because Roy Jones Jr. and Rocky Marciano are in this division too. But let's go ahead and move on to the light heavyweight division. As you see, we have Mr. Canelo Alvarez. I'm curious to see how they do the stats, right? Because we know Canelo in light heavyweight, he should not be Canelo in like middleweight, right? He should be worse in, arguably at his worst in light heavyweight. Even his fight against, even the fight he won where he eventually knocked out Kovalev was giving him work. And we know Bivol just gave him that major work, just worked him. So I assume he'll be good, but not like, at least I would hope he's not like at that same tier that he should be at for like middleweight, if that makes sense. But at light heavyweight, it for me is Roy Jones Jr. all day, every day. I might give Canelo some run, but I feel like a ton of people, like I said with Tyson Fury, this will be another video where I talk about the meta, quote unquote meta picks and who I think is going to be the most like OP people in the beta. But I think for me, it's going to be Roy, and I might get some work in with Lyndon Arthur. I liked a little bit what I saw from him during the early trailers when they're showing us some things. I might test him out. I'm really going to test out everybody to kind of see who fits my style more. But going into it off face value, this is who I'm looking at for right now. Middleweight. Now this is where things get spicy, right? We got some spicy picks in middleweight. A lot of good picks in middleweight. Middleweight's actually pretty deep too, I'm not gonna lie. I still think heavyweight's gonna be the best division in early access, but this middleweight's pretty deep too. Canelo's going to rule this division most likely. But me personally, I'm going to be using Sugar Ray Leonard, and surprisingly enough, it's not Sugar Ray Robinson. Now, I know he's going to be cold. We all know Sugar Ray Robinson is going to be icy in this game. We know this already. It's Sugar Ray Robinson. Most people's list #1 pound for pound all time easily. Like most people don't really argue that. But for me, it's going to be Kell Brook.
Nani? Turn this on. Turn it on.
See, let me rephrase that. Let me refrain from that. I think it's going to be Roy and Sugar Ray Leonard. The reason I don't want Kell Brook in middleweight, it really depends on the fighter stats, right? Is Kell Brook in middleweight going to be a little bit worse than he is at 147? That will determine who I use at what division. Because we know middleweight Kell Brook is not as good as Kell Brook was at welterweight. So I think I'll actually go Roy Jones Jr. and Sugar Ray Leonard for middleweight. And then at welterweight is where I would use Kell Brook, but he just can't compete with the other people I want to use. Like I'll probably still use him at welterweight, but I think he's going to be actually cool. I think Kell Brook's actually going to be cold. But #1 for me in welterweight is Shawn Porter. I'm sorry. Shawn Porter. I mean, Sugar Ray Leonard's going to be cold in this division too. And Bud Crawford too. Oof. It's going to get nasty down here. But for me, I want to become one of the best Shawn Porter players. I love Shawn Porter. He was one of my favorite boxers to watch while he was boxing, and still one of my favorite, I guess you could call him media personality now for the boxing scene. Still a great advocate for boxing, good commentator as well. Love watching the Porter Way podcast. He's definitely going to be one of the people I use a lot during early access. I'm going to be trying to be one of the best Shawn Porters in the game. And then I'm thinking it's either going to be Bud or Kell Brook. I know that sounds crazy on face value, right? Like, how could you not choose Bud over Kell Brook? But I'm telling you, when I played as different boxers during the beta, like the minute differences in how they played, I can see people who are like high tier, like really good boxers, like get passed over for people who might be a little bit lower tier, but like their punch animations and like their skill set fits somebody better. So I'm really telling you guys, it's not all going to be about who's the best in the division, who has the most stat or the highest stats or highest attributes. It's going to be depending on your style. I'm telling you. I love like the uniqueness that certain people bring to the game, but I think for me at welterweight, it's going to be Shawn Porter, and I'm thinking right now, I'm leaning towards Kell Brook. And let's move on to the lightweight, unless we're frozen. Okay, let's not move on to lightweight. Refresh. Alright, so to the lightweight, we still need the men's. So men's lightweight. So we got Bud Crawford in lightweight, which is crazy because thank God we got Bud Crawford in lightweight.
Sugar Ray Robinson in lightweight. Good Lord.
Good Lord, pray for us. Pray for us. Honestly, I think there's going to be a lot of sleepers in this game. Don't get me wrong. I'm just going based off who I'm going to be using right away. I'm telling you guys, there's going to be some sleepers in this game. Like, it's going to be some sleepers, bro. Like, And I'm telling you, there's gonna be some crazy people out there, man. Some crazy people. Like, I don't hear enough people talking about when Sebastian Fundora gets added into the game. Towering Inferno, he's gonna be glitchy. He's gonna be glitchy. But lightweight, I think I'm gonna rock with Bud Crawford, and that's tough. Cause I don't like using the best of if it makes sense, I don't like using the best of the best all the time. I like using someone who's good, but not like the high, like S tier type of people, if that makes sense. Like Sugar Ray Robinson, they're like those type of players, they're S tier, bro. Like I feel like if you give me Sugar Ray Robinson, I should be like, if I'm not doing good with Sugar Ray Robinson, I'm just trash. That's how I feel. I don't like using like the best of the best. So I'm thinking I might go Bud and like Ryan Garcia. I'm thinking I want to see how Ryan plays. I'm really curious to see how Ryan plays. But there's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of good picks. Once I play the game, I'll definitely be able to tell you like who I'm going to be using, because I can get a feel of a fighter pretty quick when I'm in there in the ring playing the game. So it's probably going to change from my early predictions, but you know, we'll just have to see when the game officially drops for early access. Now here we go, featherweight. Ryan's probably going to dominate this division from the looks of it. I'm thinking I'm going to give probably in featherweight, my two picks probably going to be Ryan. And I don't know, I don't know why I'm looking at Kid Galahad. Maybe even Jorge Linares. But I feel like Hopi Price, at least from when I saw in that Sonny Edwards gameplay, Hopi Price might be kind of tough. He might be slower though. It's tough, man. I think Ryan and Jorge Linares is probably who I would go with off top before I try out the rest of the division. Just off face value, I probably would go Jorge Linares and Ryan Garcia. Right, let's move on to bantamweight. Now this isn't as hard as a choice. I think clearly Sonny Edwards in bantamweight will be like, at least for me, Sonny Edwards is going to be the pick for me in bantamweight. Probably Sonny Edwards and Hopi Price. It's definitely going to depend, but that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for the men's division. But over here on this channel, we do not forget about the women. We are not anti-women's boxing. We are not women's boxing does not matter on this channel. We actually do like women's boxing, believe it or not. Believe it or not, we actually do. In the welterweight, there's only two choices, so I can't give you two fighters. There's only two choices. I'm hoping they buff Jessica McCaskill's stats from the second beta, because they did her extremely dirty with 74 overall. Like, she is not that bad. Like, she's been undisputed champion for quite a while. Just lost the belts to Chantel Cameron. She's not a 74 overall. They did her dirty. So hopefully they do her justice in early access, and she's more usable than she was during the second beta. Even though she was usable during the second beta, but you could tell like there's a significant drop off when you're using her versus like Chantel Cameron or definitely Katie Taylor. But I would be rocking with Jessica McCaskill over Alicia Napoleon. And last but not least, the lightweight women's division. My personal main in the lightweight, as far as that goes, is going to be Chantel Cameron. I'm a big Chantel Cameron fan. I'm glad that they did her some respect in the second beta. I think her stats need to be a little bit higher though. She's definitely like a little tier below Katie Taylor for sure. Katie's like the best of the best. Clearly, everybody knows that. I think Chantel Cameron's a very, very good boxer, and she deserves to be recognized as such. So she would probably be my main. And I probably would be going with Chantel Cameron and they would refresh Terry Harper. During the first beta, I really enjoyed using Terry Harper. Terry Harper was very clean for at least when I played. For me, I liked using Terry Harper. I was leaning toward, I know a lot of people are going to use Katie. During the second beta, Katie Taylor was cracked. I don't know if enough people talked about it or if they really recognized it, but Katie Taylor was cracked during the second beta. Like, she was like the Terminator. I think they gave her a little too much pop on her punches, too much power. She don't need that much pop. She don't need that much pop for sure. Definitely don't need that much pop. And Sophie's probably gonna get beat up, let's be real. Sophie would probably get beat up in that division, unfortunately for her. But I'm thinking that's kind of where I'm leaning right now. Terry and Chantel Cameron at the lightweight division. Although Natasha Jonas is going to be someone I take a look at as well. Another very clean boxer. It's going to be, this is what I like about games like this, right? The variety. And because SCI is doing a good job of getting the uniqueness into some of the boxers, They're gonna feel different. Everyone does not play the same. They don't feel the same when you're using them per se, which is such a refreshing like take from all the combat sports games we've been playing up until now. And we've had very small, minute changes between certain people in games, but you didn't really like feel it in game per se, but you feel it in Undisputed, which I outline means, bro, one of the best things in the game, honestly, one of the best. Of course, when early access drops, I'm streaming pretty much every day, videos, hopefully just about every day, depending on my schedule and things like that. But I'm coming hard. But with that being said, I'm gonna wrap up for this video, man. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like down below. Also hit that subscribe button if you guys are new, and make sure to comment who you guys will be using day 1 of early access. I really want to hear you guys' thoughts, so go ahead and drop them. With that being said, man, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy.